What's up, everybody? Thanks for dropping in. My name's Dylan, and today we're going to talk about how to get a job out of college. So let's jump right into it. I have 5 quick tips for you for the job search, getting a job after college, securing it, and really helping you achieve your career goals. So we're going to start with a tip that begins pretty early on in your junior year, which is start putting out some feelers, and it can be earlier than this too, but just start putting out some feelers, see what jobs are out there, see what types of positions and what companies you might want to work for. Depending on what your major is, there might be a few different options. For example, I was a marketing major. So marketing, you can go into sales, you can go into advertising, you can do more media related stuff. And since I was also a film major, the media related stuff really appealed to me. So I wasn't looking for sales positions. You gotta find what is a good blend of your interests and your discipline that you studied, but as a job. So put those feelers out there early, start the search early, really know what you want before you even take the next step. That's the first step, is to identify what types of jobs you're looking for. And it can be a super easy step, but not always. And so definitely think about that ahead of time. The next step is to constantly build your resume. And don't just work on it by yourself. Show it to someone, whether it's a professor or if you have, career advising on campus, like an office that could help with your with developing your resume. Go there, see them, have a meeting, and do this multiple times. Make sure it's up to date. Make sure you're getting all the information organized in a way that's going to be, not just legible, but, digestible. You don't want to overwhelm somebody with a resume that has 9 font and just runs off the page, basically. You want it to look neat. You want it to really highlight your strengths. Break it up into sections, work experience, leadership experience, relevant courses maybe. Depending on what your major is, you might want to structure it a little differently. If you're a design major, I know some design majors like to throw a little flair of design on there. That's fine. Do what will fit for your career and also highlight those experiences that you really want people to know about. So that's the next step, is just build your resume, get it to a place where you're really comfortable with. And that ties into my third tip. My third tip is to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is really strong. It's basically Facebook for jobs, and you really want to make sure that that's as polished as it can be. Have a professional headshot, wearing professional attire. Make sure that your most up-to-date resume is also uploaded to LinkedIn, and make sure that you connect with other people. Connect with your colleagues, connect with your professors, connect with opportunities that connect with people who have opportunities that might interest you. If they work at a company that you've been looking at, connect with them, especially if they reach out to you first. So that's another thing, make sure your social media presence is strong. Outside of LinkedIn, make sure you don't have any inappropriate photos on Instagram, on Snapchat, on Twitter. Make sure that you're not, swearing constantly or, spouting hate speech or, homophobic things. Don't do that stuff at all. But make sure it's not on social media where it's viewable to, companies that want to hire you. Totally blanked on my next tip. I was on a roll too. Okay. Yes. My next tip is to take advantage of opportunities on campus. So whether a company comes and does on-campus interviews, or you have events like job fairs where you can talk to representatives from different companies, take full advantage of those. Those aren't going to be there for you once you graduate, and if you can take advantage of those now on campus, it can really lead to something way before graduation. And a lot of times I would talk to somebody my senior year, they'd be like, oh yeah, I got a job, back in fall. And I was like, what? You're working? No, I got a job. I got offered a job, I accepted it, I'm all set. Don't have to worry about that. I was like, oh, geez, I am behind the ball. But yeah, some people know as early as then, especially accounting majors, because the firms really, take initiative and you have to get, brought in early or whatever. I don't know. I didn't study accounting, but you get hired earlier. So those instances happened too, but make sure that you're using resources wisely. People are there to help you. In most cases, you're going to have some type of career development center. You're going to have some type of, on-campus networking event. Networking is your job. You're not just a student anymore. You're a networker. You're trying to find the next step to take and set yourself up for success. That doesn't mean you have to have a job immediately after graduation. I didn't start my job immediately after graduation, but you need to have a good plan of where you're going to go by the time you graduate. And so take the time to figure that out while you're in school and you're not reliant on yourself. And my last tip, which is a little unusual, you're probably not going to see this in other types of content that are similar to this, but my last tip is to not reach for jobs. You are not going to get a management position right out of college. You are not going to get a position with a starting salary 50% higher than the average. You got to be realistic with your goals. And if you do that, then you're putting in a bunch of work, a bunch of effort, and yeah, you're getting the interviewing experience and maybe making a few connections that will help you down the road, but you're putting a lot of time in and not getting a lot out for that time that you're putting in. All the while, time is passing while you're looking for that opportunity. So don't try to shoot for the stars right away. There's plenty of time to grow in your career. Pick a job that you feel will grow into a career you want. And you might not get that right away, but I'm not telling you to settle for something, especially don't settle for something completely outside of what you're looking for. But for example, if you are a marketing major and you want to do something with media, something with commercials and advertising maybe, but the only available options are, website marketing, design of websites, or, marketing of individual products in terms of like an online site. That might be a good segue into what you actually want to do, and if that's what's available, it's absolutely worth taking. But for example, say you want to do something in marketing, but the only things you can get are sales. Don't settle for that then. You're not looking in the right places, it's too far from what you want to do. Pick a job that will build into a career for you. And don't sell yourself short, but also don't shoot for the moon in terms of your first job, and don't set unrealistic expectations for yourself, because that will only make it harder. So thank you for watching. If you found those 5 tips useful, please give this video a like. I really appreciate it. Helps me out a ton. And be sure to comment below, what were some ways that you found a job? Was it on-campus recruiting? Was it, just networking? Was it online, just applying to a bunch of different jobs on sites like Indeed? How'd you do it? Let me know down below in the comments, and be sure to click that subscribe button because I do make videos every Wednesday and Saturday, and I would love to see you in a future video. Thanks for watching.